Look, I'm not gonna say Leagues is ruined after today, but how am I supposed to flex my tier 7 benefits to players that actually have a life? It's unfair, okay? And it's not funny. Well done, Jagex. You ruined everything. Not only is it your fault I can't find a girlfriend, now you deprive me of leagues as well. Why? 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 Anyways, that was my reenactment of your average user in r/2007 scape. Let's start the video. We have a lot to cover, and today's video is sponsored by Jagex, who finally caved in to hundreds of posts in Reddit about leagues being too hard. I would love to give you my opinion on this matter, but I can guarantee you that you don't care, so let's just go over the updates. Okay, most important things, set effects. Jagex is literally playing Oprah here. You get discounts, you get a discount, everybody gets a discount, so let's just go over all of them. I think the biggest ones here are Greedy Gatherer, which just makes it so much easier to combine set effects with other fragments, depending if you are fishing, woodcutting, farming or mining. And another one is Last Recall, because right now it seems like you can only do Last Recall, but with only needing 4 fragments to activate it, you can add in other fragments like room crafting or even anything related to PVM. The only change I completely disagree with is the Craftsman set effect, because that relic is so disgustingly OP. I tested most of these relics out in the last few days, and the only one that seriously doesn't need any changes is the Craftsman relic. I genuinely got 20 million fletching experience an hour. 20 million experience in a single hour. Like, there is a limit, right? There has to be a limit. You have to think at what point is it too easy. And if players get 20 million fletching experience every single hour, 13 million crafting experience in an hour, if you have the supplies, do we really need to make the relic even more easier to obtain? Doesn't it make sense that this sort of option is something you actually have to work for, and it's kind of like an end game content? Okay, let me show you. Alright, let's see this. Now I have my experience bar over here. I get 40k experience with a single tick basically. So let's just keep doing that. Let me just show you how insane this is. And Jagex actually wants to make it even more easier. Oh, we're going up 6.8 million experience an hour. And this keeps going up and up and up. And I'm only using right now maple logs. Imagine if you do this with U logs or magic logs or whatever. So essentially you only need resources and then you're good to go. And you can do this with crafting, you can do this with smithing, let's say cannonballs, and it just keeps going up. Look, we're almost to 18 million now. And it's gonna keep going up. It's 20 million. See, I'm getting 20 million experience an hour doing maple longbows, and Jagex wants to make this even easier to obtain. Like, yeah, I understand. I completely understand. You want to make the game easier for players that, actually have a life, but 3 fragments to make this happen, to make 25 million experience happen, I don't know if that's the right call here. So basically that's the only set effect I really don't agree with. Okay, I think I proved my point. 25 million experience an hour. Let's get back to the video. Alright, moving on. The next update is filters in the fragment menu are now going to be saved once you reopen the menu, so you don't have to manually filter everything again if you close the interface and open it. Thankfully, a user named Syntax Blitz in Reddit made a preset plugin for RuneLite that basically autofills in all the fragments you need for a set effect. And you don't even need to use the filter tab that Jagex implemented anymore. So this update is kinda useless. If you don't hate yourself, do yourself a favor and download the RuneLite plugin called Fragments Preset. It will save you so much time. Next thing, they added a few more banks where you can change your fragments and unlock quest bosses like Theater of Blood and Rogue's Den. Also, there is a bigger area around the Sage where you can change fragments now. In my opinion, they should make a square in front of every bank chest that allows you to do this, and not just in banks. Would make life so much easier. Few minor changes are gonna be added, like players didn't get their Few minor changes are gonna be added, like players didn't get their Monkey Madness amulet after completing Monkey Madness 1. Some minor quest changes that affect very few players. One thing I did notice is that some players were telling how fragments that were dropped to the ground due to full inventory disappeared, and that was because the game literally cannot handle that many items in a one single tile. They're gonna change that this week by adding more value to fragments, so the fragments are gonna be prioritized over the other items in the same tile. I wonder if people can abuse this somehow, like the game has limited memory to hold items in a single tile. I didn't even know that was a thing. So that makes me wonder, is it possible to abuse the system? Like I remember back in the day, one guy did this bug where he logged in with 2000 accounts and that overloaded the server. Game basically had to shut down. I wonder if there is some similar abuse you can do with one single tile. Okay, let's move on. The best part or the worst part, depending on which side of the coin you are right now, I guess. Skills. Everything is 50% discount from now on, and every renown you already spent, you get back. Look at that. So you can spend more on getting quest capes, because let's be honest, nobody's gonna do quests. Personally, I should get around 200 renown back, so I'm not gonna go plain quest cape. Here I come, baby. Bosses. I totally understand why Espore and Scottiza were dropped from 25 renown to 5. It's a massive drop off if you think about it, but I unlocked Espore for 25 points and it did not feel good at all, considering there are so few tasks correlated to the boss, and spending 25 on that is just not worth it. The other ones I noticed are God Wars bosses. I literally predicted this cost in my last few videos, that if you calculate all the 4 bosses together, it should be around 100 renown or close to that, and now it takes you 120 to unlock all 4 God War bosses. And I mean, let's be honest, the initial price of 300 renown to unlock all 4 God Wars bosses is absolutely insane in my eyes, and I'm happy this change is going through. Biggest drop off we are gonna get is both raids 1 and 2 were initially 100 renown, and now they're gonna be dropped down to 35. I'm sure that will help players discover these bosses and give them time to learn them in leagues. There is also some new task changes, which should have never gotten into live game in my opinion, and it truly is gonna bring out the 6-month playtesting meme in the next few weeks. For people that don't know, Jagex copy-pasted tasks from 2 previous leagues without putting a single thought into if they are feasible doing, and we ended up with some ridiculous tasks that take multiple days to finish and are just not worth it. I'll give you a good example. There used to be a relic in Twisted League that would cycle your crops every 1 minute instead of every 5 minutes, and you can literally choose your farming contracts. So you can pick whatever you want to grow and it will count as contract. So it would make sense that you had 500 farming contracts task, because well, it wasn't that difficult to get. Well, in these leagues they kept the task but gave us literally 0 ways to make it work. You can't choose your contracts. Farming cycles are still 5 minutes like in normal games. There was still a task that was so easy to do in Twisted League, but not in this league. Now, even with those changes where the 500 contract task was changed to 150 contract, I guarantee you that less than 1% of player base is gonna do it. If you can't choose your own contract in a temporary game mode and there are ways to get 99 farming in a single day, ain't nobody gonna do 150 farming contracts. Other change is Winter Dot. At this rate, it should take you less than 50 kill count to get 99 fire making and less than 100 kill count to get 25 million experience in fire making. Why would anyone waste their time to do more than that? It just seems very dumb, because if you went over the list at least once, the task list, and looked at it like for 2 minutes, you would see that, oh shit, like nobody is gonna do this task. Nobody wants to do this task. I don't think anyone is gonna be like, yeah, you know what? This temporary game mode that only lasts for 6 weeks and then all progress disappears. You know what I should do? I'm gonna go kill 2500 Lizardman Shaman. Like, oh yeah. No, you know what? I'm gonna go spend the next 3 days to bring in 500 Arceus library books. Oh yeah. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Tell me in the comments what you think. Are you happy with these changes or not? Because it seems people are very divided on this approach. Some say you don't have to water down everything, others say that not everyone has time for 16-hour grinds every day. I think some things should be left as they are and others are very unnecessary. The overall thought is that I wish Jagex had put more testing into this, because obviously 6 months wasn't enough. Subscribe and I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye.
My brothers don't die, we just pussy bop. I tell you, I got to link me at the coffee shop. Getting freaky in the sheets, we're taking body shots. Then I finish with a facial just to